Autistic people are less likely to be employed than any other disability group. And there's a huge gap between the number of autistic people wanting to work and the number who are able to find jobs. This is a terrible waste of talent and something we're trying to change. My name's Anna Remington. I'm a cognitive scientist and I'm the director of the UCL Centre for Research in Autism and Education. For the past decade, I've been doing research on autistic skills and how to make sure that they are recognised in the workplace.
I was just staggered when I found the employment rates, which typically, depending on the best research we have, is around 15 to 16% for people with autism. One of the huge benefits, I think, from having UCL's participation in everything that DB's done is we now have hugely detailed research from which other institutions can learn.
There are a lot of challenges that autistic people experience, but now we know that's not the full picture. Autistic people have amazing skills and abilities and do better in many situations. Our research has changed company culture and practices in a number of UK and international organisations, for example by making the recruitment processes more accessible. At the moment, many job applications are unwittingly biased against autistic people as they involve social interaction, understanding the unwritten rules of the situation, and stepping out of your daily routine. But even by making small changes, such as giving everyone the questions in advance or sending pictures of the building and the people the candidates will meet, you can remove some of the anxiety that gets in the way of autistic people showing their true potential. But even though many companies are keen to employ autistic people, they often don't know how to go about it. So we work with employers to improve the way that they support their neurodivergent employees. Working with Deutsche Bank has been a really amazing experience for us. A few years ago, they decided they were going to set up an internship specifically for autistic graduates.
So when we set out to set up the scheme at Deutsche, we teamed up with UCL Grey to actually undertake research as we were going ahead with our pilot. UCL then gave a whole load of recommendations for how we might do things differently based on the feedback that they'd had from the participants, from the mentors, from the managers. We then, in the second year, put into practice those recommendations and came up with our own blueprint for the scheme that we ultimately continue to run now.
Without such a scheme, I never would have entered finance. I never would have. It opened doors for me that just would never have opened in the first place. And it's allowed me to develop a career in an industry that I love.
It's been amazing to see the way that organisations have taken our research and used it to make their workplace more accessible for neurodivergent people. We still have a long way to go, but hopefully our research is pushing back against the stigma and injustice that autistic people experience and makes a life-changing impact on those who are now able to find a job.